As businesses become more competitive and industries continue to evolve, building a personal brand has become an essential tool for professionals who are looking to advance their careers. However, building a brand within a large organization can actually be particularly challenging for people. In today's episode, we'll explore some tips on how to effectively build your personal brand while working within a larger organization. Let's discuss.
Welcome to Leadership is Changing. Each week, we and our guests provide information and insights through exploring leading change. This is taking your leadership to another level by finding the balance between executive excellence and personal well-being through stories that inspire real change. It's time to adapt in our fast-moving world when leadership is changing with your host, Denis Gianoutsos.
Welcome to the Ask Dennis episode. This is a freestyle episode where I'm asked a question by our listeners, or I share my thoughts, experiences, and insights from working with many leaders around the globe. Hey, listeners, we want to keep promoting the podcast and lifting its visibility, and thank you to all those who are already doing that by leaving a rating or a review about the show. As I said, it helps the visibility, and then, of course, more and more people start to listen to the episodes, and it just starts to be great because it will get into the information, the interviews that I do, the freestyle versions will actually help people grow their leadership voice and help them in their roles, their businesses, and whatever they're doing in the community as leaders. Okay, today's topic is about building your brand within the brand. Now, building a personal brand has become an essential tool for professionals looking to advance their careers. Now, we're going to explore some tips today to how to effectively build your personal brand while working within a larger organization. Now, this could be could be you, whereby you're in a small startup kind of scenario and how you build your brand there. It also could be you're in a small to medium-sized business, or you're in a very large multinational corporate. And this is about how some tips on what you can do to effectively build your personal brand. You see, when I'm talking to people, it's more about them. So let's say, my name, Denis Gianoutsos, it's really about DG Inc. In other words, DG Incorporated. That's a brand. And so today I went to a shop and I was wearing the Leadership is Changing t-shirt podcast. The guy goes, "Love your t-shirt. Is that your brand?" And so straight away, people, will start to sort of define you towards a brand. But my brand, Denis Gianoutsos, is within inside the Leadership is Changing podcast brand. The Leadership Changing podcast brand is within inside Leading Change Partners, my company. So you can see how it all fits in nicely together. All right, so let's get into some of these tips today, and we're going to start underway. The first thing is really to understand your company's values. Because you see, before you can begin to build your personal brand within that larger organization, you need to have a clear understanding of the company's values and culture. Now, this can include things like the company's mission, vision, and the core values, as well as the way it operates and interacts with its stakeholders. Now, the stakeholders could be all sorts of people: shareholders, customers, senior leaders, employees. They're all different kinds of stakeholders. Now, by understanding the company's values, you can ensure that your personal brand aligns with the organization's goals and culture. This will not only help you build credibility within the organization, but also allow you to identify opportunities to contribute to the company's success. In other words, are you aligning to the company's values? And if it's so, then it's pretty good for you to help build your credibility. Now, the second one is to find your unique value proposition. Because you see, once you have a clear understanding of the company's values, you can start to develop your own unique value proposition. In other words, what you bring to the table. Now, this involves defining what sets you apart from others in the organization and how you can contribute to the company's success. Now, to define your unique value proposition, you might need to consider some things like these: your skills, your strengths, your experiences, and what I call your war stories. War stories are experiences that may have gone well, not gone well, challenged you, but really it's actually something that you've got like a scar that you can talk about. This scar came from, and people talk about things like that. So there's those war stories. Now, think about what makes you unique and how can you use your skills and experiences to add value to the organization. Now, this can help you develop a clear and compelling personal brand that sets you apart from others within the organization. The third area is around leveraging social media. I know some of you right now are going, Dennis, I don't want social media. I'm not really active. Well, I'm here to tell you today that if you are going to be a leader in the future, you need to be active in the social media space. You have to be, because the thing is, it's going to help you stay relevant. That's going to help you understand what's going on, but also people understand who you are and what your brand is. Because actually, it's an excellent tool for building your personal brand within a large organizations. And in particular, I'm thinking more about LinkedIn. However, the company may be more active on other social media platforms. And if they are, you might want to utilize those as well. Now, by creating a strong online presence, you can showcase your skills and experience and connect with others in the organization and establish yourself as an expert in your field. Now, when you're using social media to build your personal brand, it's important to be consistent and authentic. Now, it's consistent, meaning that you're going to go out with messages on a regular basis or posting on a regular basis. Authentic is you being you, not trying to be something else that you're not. You being you, and you sharing your voice, what your thoughts are, your opinions, and so forth. Now, you can do this through various means, things like sharing content. What do we mean by that? Articles, blogs, white papers, YouTube clips, a podcast, just to name a few. Now, there are things that you can share this content, but actually aligns with your personal brand and the values of the organization, as well as engaging with others in a professional, respectful manner. As an example, can you imagine me coming out and starting to talk to you about buying cars and how a car is really great and what this car looks like and so forth? You might want to look at that. But if I start to talk to you about tips to be an effective leader, or what you might need to do to go and start your own business, or how you might become a stronger leader and lead a team who is high performing, or you have a new boss coming on board, what you might be wanting to do with that new boss. You see, that is me being more authentic. Now, if I was to read you just chapters out of a book from somebody else's book, well, so what? You could read that book yourself as well. The thing here is that I want to share content with you, which is relevant today, but it's also about my war stories and about other things that you might want to experience that could be useful for you and relevant for you. So make sure that your content that you're sharing aligns with your personal brand. Another area to think about is collaborating with others. Now, if you can do that, it's a great way to build your personal brand within that larger organization again. Now, make sure that you're consistently putting your hand up for initiatives, opportunities to work on. Not only in your area, you might want to be involved in things across the organization in other business units or other functions, but also in the industry as well, outside of your organization. And you see, by working with others, you're going to start to showcase your skills, your expertise, build relationships, and develop colleagues, people who are going to be with you for the long distance. And then you're going to demonstrate your ability to work effectively in a team. Now, to collaborate effectively, it's really important to be open and to communicate well. This means sharing your ideas and your expertise and being influential, having your voice heard, maybe listening to others. That'd be a good one. And then working together to achieve a common goal. Nothing like a team coming together who don't know each other at first, but they all bring their skills to the table, and then they work on something together and they achieve a common goal. That will help you collaborate stronger in the future. Now, here's an interesting one. Stay relevant. This is sort of the final area I wanted to focus on, and it's important to stay relevant in your field by staying up to date with the latest trends and development. Too many people say to me, but I'm busy. No, I know we're all busy, but you know what? We have to make this a priority and us actually staying relevant. Because the one thing they keep mentioning to leaders around the globe is that change is constant. The fact that if you're not changing quick enough, then you run the risk of becoming irrelevant and being left behind. Staying up to date can involve things like attending industry events and reading industry publications and participating in professional development opportunities. I tell you what, you've got so much information out there today that's probably one of your problems. Keep it simple, but find things that are relevant for you to understand, to keep you up to speed, to help you stay relevant. Because by staying relevant, you can demonstrate your expertise and showcase your commitment to your field. Now, this can help you build a strong personal brand again within the organization and position you for other future opportunities. So in conclusion here, listeners, building your preferred personal brand within a large organization requires a combination of understanding the company's values, defining your unique value proposition, leveraging social media, collaborating with others, and staying relevant in your field. Now, by following these tips, you can build a strong personal brand that sets you apart from others in the organization and, importantly, positions you for success in the future. Well, thank you for listening to this episode. We hope that you've found these sort of areas that I talked about helpful for you and useful for you for the future. Now, I always have 2 calls to action here. Number 1 is for you to actually start to think about building your brand within the brand. So how is your brand within the brand today? What do you think you might need to do to strengthen your brand within the brand? The second call to action is an offer, and I have 3 coaching spots available. And if this is one of you, I'm going to go through some things. And if these are one of these things that is you, then I'm talking to you. Number 1 is if you're unfulfilled in your current role. I'm actually being blown away by the number of people right now who have been saying to me of late that they are unfulfilled in their roles. In fact, they are bored. Now, if you're craving for something more and you want to go to a bigger, more exciting role, but you're unsure how to make that leap, well, listen up. This is for you. Also, if you're being made redundant and not sure where to start, would you like clarity on your next steps? And would you like to step forward with purpose and confidence? If that's you, listen up to what I'm about to share with you. Now, don't be left behind because you are not changing quick enough. Do something about this. So if you want to be a thought leader in your industry, this is something for you as well to listen up to. Alrighty, we've got an actionable coaching and step-by-step approach where I can help you gain the clarity and courage you need to make your next move. Whether you're looking to disrupt that status quo or simply find greater purpose and fulfillment, then our executive coaching will provide you those tools and guidance and support in making it happen. Hey, if this sounds like you, then please feel free to reach out to me and let's get on a free strategy call and discuss what your needs are and then how we can help you make that leap. Hey, listeners, well, that's it for this episode. It's always a pleasure being with you. Thanks for joining me on the Leadership is Changing podcast. Until next time, bye for now.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Leadership is Changing with your host, Denis Gianoutsos. Each week, we and our guests provide information and insights through exploring leading change, inspiring executives and leaders to adapt and lead a bigger game in a fast-moving world.